Very good afternoon, all of you. And thank you, IMAIT, for giving us an opportunity to share what Bangalore is going to offer for Bharat and why it is important for us to address this. If we look at the scenario where 2047, if we want to have the developed nation, then I think the journey of the Bharat is going to be very important. And the journey of Bharat can only start in today based on the strengths that we have. So if I just take a couple of minutes to make you understand that what Bangalore stands today as a core, right? And why it is important to say that Bangalore is the engine of innovation for India. And hence, it is also an engine for innovation for Bharat. And I will try to relate these linkages with you when I say what Bharat is going to be coming out what. Today, the Bangalore or Karnataka is the largest exports of telecom, the tech industry's exports, which is there, which is approximately reaching to $150 billion from a services industry right now. Friends, no other state has that level of credentials. Recently, when the Davos happened just 2 days back, we got some 13,700 crores of investments for the Bharat journey. That means not in Bangalore, that means beyond Bangalore. We also see that we are the 35% of the total software exports the country has. This is the story of the Karnataka. We also have 76 or $78 billion that we have raised from various services exports that we have done. We are the 40% of the GCC of all over India that comes from here in Karnataka. The Karnataka core, which is more looked into from, if I say, Fortune 500 companies, we have more than 400 are operating from here in Karnataka. In fact, the other statistic which says the Bangalore as a core is about FDIs. We see that we are the largest attraction magnet for the power of FDIs to come here. Roughly around 38 to 40% of India's FDI is actually in the state of Karnataka. If you see the space, IT infrastructure, you have been in Bharatiya city here. They have set up a fantastic parks of various kinds IT class infrastructure. Today, Karnataka has 200 million square feet of IT class infrastructure. And in the last year, we had 28 million square feet leased out. 28 million. And the second, third, and the fourth, if you cumulatively combine their strength, is the total what Karnataka has offered. That means first and is equal to 2 plus 3 plus 4. Now, this is the way that Karnataka looks into from the space point of view. Karnataka core is also on the innovation. As I was talking about you, we have 53 unicorns. That means around 47% of the unicorns are born from state of Karnataka. Out of, we talk about 125 club. We also have the 20,000 plus startups that operate from the Bangalore as a core. And we have, out of the total $1 billion that's been received by the startups in India, roughly around 79 or $80 billion has been raised by Karnataka-based startups. So that means there's a core in this which says that what Bangalore stands for, not only from this particular statistics, friends, but also from the IP perspective. More than 2,000 plus IPs has been generated. There are many thousands more, but to some numbers that I'm giving you, and this leads to what? To the electronics IPs, to the AI IPs. In fact, more than 500 AI IPs has been registered by the state of Karnataka. We also look at communications, more than 400 plus, electronics, more than around 500 plus. These all IPs are creating a knowledge and the entire product line and the designs here in India and in Karnataka. So that means that the core which is there, which you need to recognize. And if this is the core, obviously people call as the Silicon Valley of India here, but I think it's time when the California will be called as Silicon Valley of East. It's other way around is going to happen. Soon it will happen for sure. And we will be working on those directions as well. And if you see how Bharat frontier is being designed by the Karnataka, by the Bangalore. Today, if you see the 1.03 billion active internet users, friends, in country, 55% comes from the tier 2, tier 3 towns, the rural part of the India. And if this majority of this coming up here, we also see that the urban growth in the internet connectivity versus the rural growth in the urban connectivity is 3x times. That means 3 times more you find the internet users are there. And these users are consuming what? A lot of videos, communications, data. Roughly 25 gigabytes of the data has been consumed per month by every of rural users. So the consumption is also very high there. These statistics I'm saying you because it's important for you to understand that where Bharat is leading to. The 4.75 lakh 5G base stations in India now, covering 99.6% of the districts of the country. Imagine this backbone which has already established. 6.15 lakh villages are covered by the 4G and 5G mobile connectivity today in the country. So you have one Bangalore as a core, you're seeing India as here, and India is consumption. For example, if you see the UPI, roughly around 18.6 billion transactions are happening and taking to 25 lakh crores of the worth value of the transactions happening around. All over the world, if you pick up the transactions, roughly around 45 to 50% transactions happen from India. And out of this, if I see the transactions happening from the tier 2, tier 3 town, which is Bharat version, is huge amount. Why? Because less than rupees 500 transactions is also happening on the UPI as a digital transactions. That means every small individual is getting into line of a digital zone. And that digital zone is making them understand that, hey, I am ready for something more. What is that more? What is that value addition getting brought in? So this is the where when we see the Bharat version of the as on today data point, which says that they are ready for assuming and consuming the applications, the digital wave, and etc., which can cater to them. But if you look at the other side also, one is the Bangalore as a core, Bharat as on today. Now what Bangalore is contributing towards the Bharat journey? You have seen these DPIs pertaining to UPI, ONDC, and Aadhaar. I don't know how many of you know or not, but the entire coding part and the tech part was actually delivered from Bangalore. All of them has been delivered from Bangalore. So that means we are the one who is the engine of this transition which is happening around for the Bharat version. And this engine needs to be fueled more with the latest technologies and all. In fact, the Bengaluru-based AI labs are creating sovereign LLMs. Bhashini, which is on 22 languages, dialects, which has already been covered right now. This is another area where Bangalore is contributing towards the Bharat journey. The financial inclusivity. Bangalore-based fintech companies, 25 lakh crores of rupees, it's monthly credit flow which is happening only in tier 2, tier 3 towns from the Bangalore-based companies right now. The spoke model that we're looking at, wherein says that a hub can be somewhere else and a spoke in the tier 2 towns and tier 3 towns. In fact, the Hubli, Belgaum, Bengaluru region, Belgavi region, 500,000 new age jobs are getting created outside the metro towns. So that means by these initiative of spoke job, you have your transition which is happening around, which is backbone by the Karnataka based as a contribution, and also the new jobs which are being created. Over 1,500 agri-tech startups has actually enhanced the value production for 140 million farmers. So again, there's a contribution which is coming out by the Karnataka base and which leads to almost like a 20% in the yields of the product line from the agriculture products. So 20% yield covering almost 150 million farmers by Bangalore and Karnataka based agri-tech startups. Health tech, roughly around 300 million rural population patients has been covered into the various initiatives of the startups into the healthcare domain. This is the contribution of Bangalore, which is going forward towards the Bharat version of the usability. The semiconductor industry, the design industry, which is the largest in India in Bangalore. Today, if you see the semiconductor, all the IoT devices which have been used in agriculture, healthcare, education, manufacturing, those IoT devices design has been done here in Bangalore. So again, a contribution towards the local phenomena of the needs is being determined by the centers here. In fact, in the morning, secretary was here and she was talking about a center of excellence which has been set up by the government of Karnataka. These centers of excellence, we have seen the shift now. All these centers of excellence are actually getting set up in the tier 2, tier 3 towns. AI center of excellence and quantum center of excellence in Dharwad. How can you imagine that we can do? Why we're doing this? is to infuse this part of the contribution and show the world that there is a model which Karnataka is propagating on that. If I pick up these elements and then give you some goals that we are trying to achieve for, what are the various goals that we have? I have some 7 goals to look at the Bharat version of it. Number 1 goal, $1 trillion digital economy. Karnataka has gone out to be the first goal saying that, let me contribute $300 billion. Goal number 1. Goal number 2, 100% vernacular literacy in terms of digital services built in Bangalore. Can we do that? That's a goal number 2 for us. Goal number 3, agri GDP doubling with the use of AI, with the use of technology. Can we do that? And that's the one which we're looking for the goal number 3. Goal number 4, democratizing AI. That means to ensure 10 million rural students are trained in the basic concepts of AI prompting and via Bangalore-led initiatives. So another goal for us. Goal number 5, zero distance entrepreneurship. Means that the entrepreneurship doesn't move around the line of credit, line of access available for that. Goal number 6, looking at more towards sustainability leadership, scaling Bengaluru's smart city provisions and innovations in the field of energy, water consumption, waste, and the circular economy. How can we bring this up? In these all elements has a huge impact on the perspective of the Bharat journey. The model that we can do, we can't say that everything is be done by the Bangalore, but what we can do is give you the concept and the models which can be looked into by the other states and the country and see if it can be replicated. In fact, one statistic which I show you, 200,000 DPIT registered startups are there, out of which 100,000 startups are from tier 2, tier 3 towns. Good number, almost 50%. But do you know how many of startups are the funded startups? Roughly around 17 to 18,000 startups are funded startups overall. And do you know how many of startups come from a tier 2, tier 3 town which are funded one? Only 4,000. That means less than 25% are actually getting funded there. There's a big problem. And imagine if this 100,000 startups become a 5 lakh startups in next coming years. Forget about metropolitan towns like Bangalore or Hyderabad or Delhi or those regions. Friends, imagine the tier 2, tier 3 towns are going to focus on entrepreneurship journey in a very structured program. If that number goes from 1 lakh to 5 lakh, what is the impact of this? We have calculated an impact in saying that these 5 lakh entrepreneurs will be able to contribute 75,000 crores in this national GDP. And if I take a multiply by 4 to the other metropolitan towns, will be another 300,000 crores. Just a mere small number of 400,000 crores of worth GDP contribution can be done if we do something very differently. We in Karnataka have started a concepts on the democratization of entrepreneurship, trying to make sure that the entrepreneurship at the tier 2 or tier 3 level is being harnessed to their potential and all the parameters which is required are given to them. We are setting up a cluster seed fund, the accelerator networks, the accelerator jobs, the market access opportunities, and the VCs coming there. All these and industry connects together are setting up an example of the democratization of entrepreneurship. I expect if this becomes a reality going forward for the other states, this 400,000 crores of the impact by the entrepreneurship journey in Karnataka can be done. I can carry on with the thought process of what contribution can be done by the Bangalore. But let's not forget, today the Karnataka has reached to a globally 14th rank in the world in terms of innovation ecosystem. We're targeting to be the top 5 and top 3. Once we're top 3, there's no one in the list nearby. In those top 3 and top 3, I can assure you that this Bharat version from Karnataka perspective will be demonstrated in a big way. And that will become an index of parameter in examining whether you are on the right track or not. What is more important for us to also look into is a strong partnership with all of you and the government. How do you partner with the government is an important question. It's not about that government is not willing. The government is actually hungry and has huge appetite. But I think what we need is to come forward in the fields of various domains, in telecom, in industries of various kinds, in manufacturing, in services, in agriculture, in food processing. If you have something which is applicable for us, we look forward for that. My secretary must have also talked about in the morning that we are coming out with a deep tech elevate program. I just want to give you 1 minute on that and then I will pass on this mic to somebody else. Deep Tech Elevate program is towards saying we have an Elevate program where we give up to rupees 50 lakhs as a grant, not an equity, for a person, an idea to become a POC. But for the deep tech, we are going for up to 1 crores. So that means you can receive a grant money of up to 1 crores. And any startup from Pan India, not based on Karnataka, any startup from Pan India can participate in this program. Once they win, we will request them to set up their operate from Bangalore. That's the only thing that we'll ask for. But we are opening up the gates for the Pan India because I think the strong ecosystem here of entrepreneurship and innovation can be leveraged by the deep tech startups from all across India, including from Shillong to Noidas and to other places as well. With this message, thank you so much for giving the opportunity. Partner with us. We will make sure that the Bharat version of the story is written in the index parameters with the high spirit from Karnataka and Bangalore. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for taking the time off and joining us out here and for that brilliant keynote address. If I could request you to kindly stand in the forefront of the stage for a quick photo opportunity. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please do put your hands together and let's give a loud round of applause to Mr. Sanjeev Gupta. It's been incredible hearing from you this afternoon, sir, talking about how we are going from Bengaluru to Bharat and scaling up our digital growth. Thank you so much for taking the time and joining us out here and being a part of India Digital Summit 2026. Thank you, sir. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we now slip into our break, our networking session, where not only will you get to enjoy your lunch, but also I would urge you to utilize this time and this opportunity to take a look at what's been displayed at our expo zone. They're open till 5 p.m., 6 p.m. this evening. So be sure to go and take a look at what our partners are put forth as your display for you to ensure you are widening your horizons and perspectives with regards to our digital growth. I also want to take this time and give a shout out to all of our partners, to our cloud communications partner, Proximus Global, banking partner, IDFC First Bank, gold partner, PhonePe, PayPal, IDA, Ireland, Bybits, PaySprint, First Hive, Jagran News Media, and our silver partner, Times Internet, InSolutions Global, Spectrum Digital, Flip Carbon, our bronze partner Halo.ai, TripGain, Sai Krishna and Associates, and Q Raptor, and our smart parking partner Valley Easy, our AI storytelling partner Pocket FM. Thank you all so much for your attention and for your attendance for the first half of our India Digital Summit 2026. We resume with our next session at 12:10 sharp. So if I could request you all to kindly make your way, 2:10 that is, 2:10, yes, apologies on that. We resume with our next session at 2:10 p.m. post-lunch. Do enjoy your networking lunch break, ladies and gentlemen, and requesting you to kindly make your way back into our grand ballroom by 2:10 p.m. this afternoon. We will see you then. Thank you, everyone.